if I change my mind as the episodes go on. All right.
For the past 2 years, me and my friend Michael Reeves been talking about doing a trip across Japan.
Okay.
And
He
the
has
goal's
been talking
from the
about this
southern
forever
tip to the northern tip. And the whole time we're using this guy to figure out where we're gonna go, where we're gonna eat, where we're gonna stay. And every step of the way, we are relying on this. Not anymore. Because Michael, we're doing this the hard way.
God, he just looks fucking hideous bald, doesn't he? This is the reason why I'm scared to go bald. What if I look like this, you know? It's just, yeah. This is bad. It's bad, isn't it?
We're crossing Japan without a map.
We're going tip to tip.
Anyway, we're going from Cape Sata, which is where you just saw, all the way to Cape Soya in Hokkaido. If it couldn't start any harder, it's raining right now.
And it's raining for the next couple of days, I think.
And it's gonna rain the next couple of days. And we're gonna tell you a few additional rules
Captions on bestie. Okay, why do you have to say bestie like that? But yes, I agree, we should.
along the way. But before we do any of that, take a look at our motorcycles. These bad
I am getting NTR. I am watching an NTR. This is crazy. I'm watching NTR. He's cheating on me. It's fine. And it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Let's continue.
boys are gonna take us all the way to Hokkaido. But first, we have to get out of Kyushu. And it's at this point I should tell you we have 3 rules we're following. The
All right, what are
first
the 3
rule
rules?
is no maps, which is kind of tough because there's 2,000 miles of ground that we have to cover, and if we do it wrong, it might be closer to 3,000. Rule number 2 is no smartphones. I realize I've become addicted to this thing, but now I can't use it to go on Yelp to find the best place to eat, Google Maps to figure out how to get there, Google Translate to figure out what to order.
All right, look, he fucking talks too much. Does anyone else think that? My God. Okay. I'm going to skip through some parts of this video later on because I've already seen this and not everything is relevant to what I want to talk about.
When I get there, and finally YouTube shorts to fall asleep to. We are still currently on this trip, and I still have no idea where I am. But to get these videos out for you daily, we have a team who's following us, so you might occasionally hear us reference the RV or editor cam. But to be clear, the only time they get to intervene is if we go on a road we're not supposed to, like an expressway, or if I fucking crash my fucking bike into the fucking wall and splatter my blood everywhere, and nobody ever remembers me. Okay, back to it. Rule number...
All right. So, all right, I finally get to whip this bad boy out. Check this out. Okay, so here's the map of Japan. All right, very simple. You've seen it before. We all know it. Sugoi Nihon desu. Okay. So, yeah, like he said, if you did highways, it would be kind of trivial. I'm not going to lie. It would be kind of lame. It honestly wouldn't be that fun. Because it's the highways, also, you don't get to see a whole lot of cool things. So it makes sense. So I've done this before. I went this way. This way, 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 this way. I've done it before. If you do the optimal route with not doing any ferries that you don't need to do, there's one ferry you have to do, which is here. Like around here. It's okay. Change the color. There is a ferry you have to do here. But if you don't do ferries, this is about a 50-hour drive. It's pretty fucking long. And I was wondering, like, okay, how do I show this to you? And I think I had a... I thought I brought it up. Yeah, here we go. So it's basically the equivalent of going from, like, the top of Maine to Jacksonville. It's kind of a long drive, but a bit more than that, right? Because obviously you have to recall that we're going, like, across, like this way, right? It's not like... Which I guess is kind of the same. It's pretty big. Like, it's a long drive. And not being able to not use highways does significantly make this, like, very much harder. Because the main benefit from the highways would be that in Japan, when you travel on the highways, they basically just tell you where to go. Like, the highways are built really nicely, you know, they're all like this, and then they go off like this, but you can basically just stay on a highway and just go. So it would be super fucking boring. So someone else who has done this as well, one thing that you could do this, like, and you could replicate this as a viewer, and like you could do this and, you know, you can go on the highway or you can just use your phone and not do it. The downside to doing this way, is that you don't really get to see anything. Like, I'm sure in the vlog it'll feel like it, but as someone who's done it and I've traveled around Japan a fuck ton, you don't really get to learn anything about any of these places. Like, which is good and bad. Like, if you don't care, you don't care. You just get a Japan vibe. And that was the thing that we realized when we did our video. We went across all the way to Japan, is that you end up not staying in any place long enough to really do anything. And so you end up feeling like, I did all of Japan, but I don't know anything about any of the places I went to, or I don't know the food that's good there or anything like that, which is fine. Like, but just trying to give you the honest thoughts of like, if you were to do this yourself, I think it's way better to like spend like 2 weeks just going like, all right, go like around here. Like you'd get way more cool stuff. So for example, for a frame of reference, Cyclothon 1 was this route. Cyclothon 2 was this route. And Cyclothon 3 was this route. And Cyclothon 4 is going to be this route. Gonna boop, and then go like that. And I personally speaking, I feel like I get to at least see the places a little bit better, but even then, I still feel like I'm kind of speeding through certain areas. So yeah, that's way longer. Yeah, so yeah, it is way longer. it is longer. But look, and we'll get into this later. Like, we're taking a ferry here to here, so that's because we're going to skip the part we've already done, which is this part. Sorry, I'm annotating all over myself already. Is there a different color? I feel like maybe green is better. Green better? Yeah, maybe green. I'll stick to red. Red's good. Do red. Everyone loves red. So, my main... When you're watching these videos, and I'm watching these videos too, and it seems like so much fucking fun, it is not fun driving like 7 hours a day across Japan. It's just not. Like, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but 7 hours a day of driving when you want to be on vacation, it's not what you want to do. And like, you know, they're doing it for content, so it works here. But, you know, think about it. When you're watching this series, don't try to replicate this as like a vacation. I don't think it's a good idea. But as a video, it's great. It's phenomenal. So let's continue. So that's my rant over. And then we'll talk about a little bit of the areas too. Seem to be having fun there. Yeah, I mean, like if the fun is in the driving, you could do that in any country, I guess. Really, it doesn't have to be Japan. But I'd say like, as somebody who's trying to show you Japan a lot of the time through my content, like I can't recommend it as a way to see Japan. It's not a good way to see Japan. So for example, I know I'm getting ahead of myself already now, and I'm yapping about a million things in one. So the RV trip, which I'm sure many of you watched, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, we did a lot of stuff, a lot of cool things. Specifically, all those 4 days took place in this small area. All of that stuff was in this area. Like, not even, I think it's even smaller than that. Like, we only covered this area, right? It's so small. RV trip 2 was this area, even smaller. RV trip 1, which was way longer, was this. What I'm trying to say is that, like, there's so much cool stuff in Japan. There's so much amazing things to do in certain areas that kind of spending like 1 day doing that is like, okay, look how much stuff you've missed there. Look how much stuff you've missed there. There's so many amazing things that you could have seen if you had stopped or given yourself more time. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you're ever trying to do a trip like this. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's get it back into it. So first of all, they just get lost immediately, and then Ludwig does this.
So back to the present. Our first major...
Where he oh no, okay. They get lost on a road. Whatever, that's fine. Okay. Good for you, Ludwig. I'm skipping this part, I've already seen it. TLDR, they get lost and they banter for 10 minutes. Okay, let's skip to... Alright. Here we go.
I think it's actually from Minecraft, because I never put down torches. I always just remember where I am in the cave, and then get back.
We're back here, and I think it's straight, bro.
Okay, yeah, fuck it, dude. Your gut the first time, it's right.
But there's a lot of cars coming from this area to the right.
That's a good point. I'm down to go right.
Oh god.
すみません、私たちは lost.
ここを道なりに行ったら T の字があるから、
はい。
それを
左。はい。青左。
左。
はい。
左二人。
Why would you say that? I don't know if you're like this as well. Me personally, if someone tells me directions, I don't fucking take it in. Like you could give me the most clear and precise instructions. It just doesn't stick in my mind. This wouldn't work for me.
左。右。
もう道なり。
左。 もう左。はいはいはい。わかります。
はい。
本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
あなたの助けに恩に着る。
Wow. Well, yeah, he did learn old. Yeah, on God, I've never heard anyone say that. Holy shit. I didn't catch this when I first. I can't believe he says that. That's crazy. That's actually really impressive. So, one thing I was actually super impressed by was Lod's Japanese in both the videos I'd watched so far. I was super impressed. He's like, the hardest part of Japanese is using it. It's so hard, man. It's daunting as fuck, and he's using it, you know? It's not always clear, but look, this guy who he's talking to, right? This guy 100% appreciates the fact that Ludwig is trying to use a modicum of Japanese. That, like, this guy is now going to talk to you and be willing to have a conversation with you and engage with you because you are trying your best to communicate with him in his language. He might even help you if you spoke English too. I'm not saying he's not, but like, most people in Japan appreciate it way more when you speak Japanese, obviously, because that's, and even if you're struggling, it's the same thing like in English. When you have a friend who clearly isn't fluent in English, you're not like, hey man, fucking speak full English, bro. What are you doing? It's like, you know, you can say key words and we're very good at picking it up and we're very patient because we know that someone isn't native in it. It's the exact same in any other language, in Japanese especially. And even more so, I'd argue, in Japanese, because in English we have this bad habit where we just expect everyone to speak English. It's a bad thing that we have because historical reasons. In Japan, they don't expect anyone who it clearly isn't Japanese to speak Japanese, so they appreciate it a lot more when you speak it. So even though he's not always saying the right things, it's great that he's using it, and his confidence, his willingness to fuck up is very important.
Hidari futari.
Hidari, migi.
All right. Even though it's not going so great, so they get lost.
Just drinking here.
It's just for like teenagers to come
I think
fucking
yeah, it's where
drink.
you know, like if you were a teen in this area, you'd go, you want to go up to the hole?
Yeah, it is kind of a cool hole.
Okay, that's dope. That's pretty.
Last stream I was like, XD, bro, there's still one thing in the next episode I'm gonna be very critical of him of that he should not have done.
Sweet.
That's number 7 on.
Yeah, in Japan, if you pull up a map like this on Google Maps and you fucking okay, let's do it. Like, this is what I do when I'm traveling around, right? So I say I'm in Hiroshima, and my car, I'm somewhere around here. What I do is I zoom in on Google Maps, and on Google Maps there's points of interest that people have like denoted. So if you zoom in and just keep clicking on all of them, you'll find some weird shit, and like caves like that. There's a lot of random caves around, other kind of stuff like that we didn't normally end up filming because they're most of the time not interesting, but you will just come across stuff like this.
Best places to get head in Kagoshima.
Barely edging out Cape Sato.
Only 7 steps from a beautiful view of Cape Sata is the hole.
Come to drink or get sloppy. The choice is yours.
All right, okay, we're gonna go on a road. We'll see you when we're closer to a city because I'm running out of battery. It is dusk now, and we have a big decision, which is.
It would have been so fucking OP, and I know he didn't do this because he's lazy as fuck, if he had just learned some of the numbers of the key roads. It would have been too easy, though. Or, like, knowing any town names. But Tashiro, I wouldn't know what the fuck Tashiro is, but a lot of the times these areas will have signs that'll be like, you'll look up and they'll be like, Sapporo or something, something really easy. And then this way they'll be like, I don't know, Miyazaki, which I'm sure we'll get into. So, that kind of stuff is really helpful.
Is straight on the 68 to Tashiro.
But this is such like a unique case. You would never need to learn
to
these, you know what I mean?
Hetsuka.
Just use Google
Say
Maps.
that shit like you know where they go. Like you know what the cities are.
I did say them like with some swagger.
Taishiro. You know what?
Tashiro?
I'm gonna look at those. There's like blue up there, no?
You want to go up? Let's walk up to it. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's see.
What are we doing walking up to a fucking sign like we could read it even if... What are we doing, bro?
The reason why driving in Japan is so easy is that ever since, I can't remember which Olympics, every single sign in Japan is English and Japanese. So, yay. Super good for anyone who's coming from abroad.
Oh, look at that. Look at the picture of the park. Look at the picture of the park. There's water in that picture.
If there's water, the water's flowing from somewhere. We're going towards water.
That's what people have done for thousands of years.
What do you mean? It literally just says panorama park and waterfall. Why do you need the picture? Do you not know what a waterfall looks like? You can read the English.
right?
I won't lie to you, chat. I don't know if we're gonna make it to Hokkaido. This is.
Yeah, it's looking a little more dire every minute.
Can you show how far we are from
They've,
Cape Sata in
they've done
kilometers?
they've done like nothing in day one, bro. That's like this. It's nothing. When we did our journey, I think our first day we ended up here when we drove on the highways, and that was like 5 hours of driving. So yeah, they should have definitely been further up.
And
It's
how
gonna be
much
so
time it took
sad.
to get there?
It's gonna be depressing.
But that's funny. That's the
Alright,
point of the
anyway,
journey. The point is to get lost
I'll see
and have
you
banter.
hopefully in a city.
And
Okay,
in
quick
that
update.
part,
we,
it's a success.
have a new sign that we ran into. I think we eventually made it to Tashiro. Let me get off and get closer.
Okay. Okay, let's skip. Let's skip a little forward. Oh, this is when he drops his bike.
No! Michael, no.
Gotta say, Lud's spatial awareness is not his strong point. I will say that much. From my experience hanging out with Lud. Alright, let's skip forward. Okay, this is where he goes to the Konbini. I can't believe he dropped the fucking bike. You know, it's also a fucking travesty that in America they just he got his motorcycle license like some stupid ass way. And any other country, you have to actually pass a test.
Monitor it.
Yeah, we have.
Alright.
How much you
Okay.
Yeah. Konnichiwa. その町は大きいですか?
Okay. Okay, okay. Well, okay.
さっきの方と
はい。この町は何?
You know what's funny is that, like, obviously it doesn't come across, but I know Lud, and he's asking the question, he knows what he's saying, but he's never understanding what they're saying back. It's so funny. It's like, I feel like he's doing it for the clips. He must be doing it for the clips, because he knows he's not going to understand what they're saying back.
何ですか?
田代っていう
田代?
田代
Okay. 私たちはホテルが欲しいです.
That was phenomenal. That was phenomenal. What a great, he said exactly what he wanted. He said it even better than, like, I'm lazy most of the time. I don't even say the full fucking thing. That was great.
からこっちかな
こっちかな?
こっち行くと鹿屋
名前は
鹿屋
鹿屋.
に行くならこっち
鹿屋はホテルありますか?
あります
Okay.
Perfect. Look at him. He's crushing it. That was a good conversation. I guarantee he didn't understand the first thing he said, but that's great. He asked clear questions with yes or no answers. Kept it simple. Great. Good job.
本当にありがとうございます. Okay, that was successful.
Nice. Nice. Good. It's, yeah, he's also using particles correctly, which is actually impressive, because I'll be honest with you, chat, sometimes I just fucking, I bomb rush it. I just say the key parts.
町は鹿屋. その町は鹿屋. この町は田代.
Okay, okay.
Homie helped us
I don't want to
figure
keep
out where we have
on
to
this
go,
too
35
much,
minutes.
but I'll give you, I'll
let's
skip to
go
the
back
next interaction he has.
ここは大丈夫。
この町をホテルはありますか?
日本語大丈夫ですか？
Yeah,
大丈夫。
少し話。
This is where you gotta whip out Kantan Nihongo onegaishimasu. Just means easy Japanese, please. That's your way of saying, like, look, if you keep this simple, we're gonna be great. This lady goes crazy. This lady goes above and beyond.
ここはない。
あ、
ここはない。
ない。道路を言っても大丈夫ですか？こう言ってこう言っても大丈夫。あ、メモります。
はい。
書いてきます。
So, this is one thing that is a unique Japan problem when you travel, is that people, if you ask for help, will sometimes go above and beyond to the point that you feel uncomfortable that you have now taken so much of their time. It's great here, but like sometimes it can be a bit awkward because you're like, I didn't want to bother you this much and I feel bad that you're helping so much.
書
いてきます。ここまっすぐ行ったら。
But this is great. This is great. This is not, I'm not saying that's one of the situations, but I've had it in the past where like, if you'll be like, hey, I want to go to the hotel. I've had it where like sometimes they'll be like, oh, I'll just take you there. And you're like, no, I didn't want to bother you that much. I don't want to like, and they're like, no, like, please let me take you there. Like, you know, and it's kind of, it can be quite awkward. So I'm glad it's working out for them so far. And she seems to be having a great time. But obviously, you know, like in Japan, this is like a very unique, a way of looking at things sometimes as well. So like, I have like a friend, for example, like sometimes like I miss my packages, right? I'm streaming, I don't get the door. You know, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm like, I just missed a package. I'll reschedule it. my Japanese friends, when I tell them about that, they're like, wow, that's super rude of you, Connor, to not get your packages. You didn't think about how that person is going to have to take that package back to the factory and then bring it back again at some point in time. Right? And like that sounds ridiculous to us because it's just, you know, they know this is a part thing that happens. But if it's like it's like a completely different perspective of how they view, of how most people view like interaction here. Like if this convenience store was busy, which it's not because it's in the middle of nowhere, but if it was like a really busy one, like maybe bothering them for directions could be considered like rude by some people. They'd be like, wow, okay, this was super busy. Why are you bothering the staff with, you know, how to get directions, you know, just use Google Maps. Because they're not going to be like, why should they care about your challenge? Why should they care about what you're doing when, you know, you're doing this? So the perspective is very, very different. And so I think it's important sometimes to think about that when you're watching this stuff, because it's very easy to think of it from only your perspective. But I think if any restaurant or any establishment in any country was busy and you started asking questions like that, it would be rude, right? So I guess a mute point. But she's great. She does a phenomenal job. She seems like she's having fun. Seems like it's not that busy. It's going good.
Okay.
She's telling them how long it's going to take. Perfect.
What do we think we know?
We think we go.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we just go.
Until you see...
Cool. I don't have that much to say about this the rest of this episode, to be honest with you. They managed to find a hotel. Okay, great. Yeah, hotels in Japan, pretty easy. Most towns have a hotel or two hotels. It's not like the UK. UK, it's kind of, if you go to some towns, they just don't have hotels. It just happens. But in Japan, most towns have a hotel or two hotels. It's pretty common. So, yeah. Interesting. All right. They ate convenience food. Yeah, I mean, look, convenience stores are, like, I got a picture of one over here. This is your lifeblood of every trip in Japan. This is what keeps you alive and grounded. If you need anything at all, this place has got you. This is like the light at the end of the tunnel. So anyway, that's episode 1. Nothing too interesting to talk about. Let's talk about this one. Wait, that's 3. Okay, let's go this one.
I would check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what's fun is that